Alrighty, welcome in to episode 28 of the Sports Ramble podcast. We're going to talk about some national championship game. We're going to talk about some NBA with Luka's return. But first off, we're going to talk about the NHL. Congratulations to Alexander Ovechkin, Washington Capitals legend, number 8, the great 8, all-time goal scoring record is to his now. It was 8. The record was 894. He officially has 895. And he's played about 20 years in the NHL, and so 895 goals alone is an incredible feat. I don't think anyone's going to pass it. The record stood for 31 years, and it's probably going to take another 40 before it falls again. So, congratulations to that. But next thing, University of Houston versus the University of Florida. Florida winning its national championship. Congratulations to them. I watched the game, and I knew Houston was going to lose based on how many turnovers they had in general. I just didn't like the way they play. I mean, they played a solid game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they did.
But there's just these little things I saw that I'm like, okay, they're not doing this right. They're not, and then also, freaking, oh my god, bro! UNT had the game against UC Berkeley, and then they choked. We were up like 19-5 at one point, and we choked it. But anyway, that's
here. Hey, it's a Texas tradition to choke leads.
Yep, Ross Hodge moves on.
Yeah. But here's the thing. If I'm talking about the Houston game.
Go for it.
University of Houston. If the 5 seconds left, don't try to just shoot the ball. Don't try to just shoot it. And worst case scenario, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah.
If anything, he pump faked, he shot it. He low key he had a mental lapse.
Is that the same? Is that as bad as akin to the Chris Webber timeout call?
Oh no, that Chris Webber timeout. That's probably the top number one brain blunder of all time.
Moment,
yeah, you can't. At that point of the game, you got to know your IQ has to be there. Everything has to be sharp. Execution got to be to a T down the stretch, especially in the national championship game. There's got to be no slip ups. And back-to-back turnovers for Houston, dribbled off his knee out of bounds. And then Florida almost gave it to them right after. And Houston got lucky for Florida missing that one free throw.
Yeah, that's facts.
So, but
that's the joy of March Madness. Anything can happen.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the thing. It was entertaining, but at the same time, it was like, dang.
I know some people probably had Florida winning the national championship, but I'll be shocked if there's more than 30 because there's no one thought Florida was going to get that far.
No, here's the thing. Out of all the number one seeds, Florida was probably my pick to be my last.
Yeah.
Because it probably would have been Duke, Houston, Auburn, and then Florida.
Yeah. I think if one team that out-choked Houston, in my opinion, was Texas Tech. I think Tech out-choked Houston. Because if Tech doesn't choke, they probably are in the final, in the national championship game.
Yep, and then Duke had the game in his hands.
Yeah.
Because me and Gary, we were talking about that on last Monday. Duke had the game won. Duke had the game won. All you had to do was make some free throws and take care of the ball. But no.
But I did tune into parts of that episode while I was in the airport because we had to get home. So it was an interesting one for sure. I think I liked you guys. You guys look good together. I mean, personally, I can only watch about 5-10 minutes before I had to get on the plane. So I don't know if anyone else has this, but I have an acute fear of flying.
Oh.
Not a huge fear. I'm fine with it. It's just the takeoff and landing part, and just whenever there was one point in the flight where it felt like the plane dropped, and I was just yeah, oh god, don't do that. I think I gripped my seat tighter.
Oh, the turbulence. Yeah, that was me. I flew to New Orleans last year in the summer. That turbulence was crazy.
Yeah, it's scary.
I was like, I was like, hold on for dear life. I was like, okay.
Yeah. But you were going to New Orleans, which that's not that far. Like I was going all the way to Florida, and it was just like, but no, Florida was fun. I enjoyed Florida a lot. I really did. I did get to see the women's Final Four there. The women's Final Four was being played, and where we were, in Tampa Bay, so that was a lot of fun. We got to see the hotel of where the South Carolina Gamecocks women's team was staying. So that was really cool to see some of the players there, and got to see some of the UT players in the airport. No, not the airport. Not the UT players.
UConn.
UConn players. We didn't get to see Paige, unfortunately. But we did see some of the players. I think they were coming, staying a day extra and leaving. But pretty cool experience. And then, oh, dude, I didn't even tell you. Guess what I saw in the airport?
Who?
Keith Lee.
Really?
Yeah, you know Mason, right? The other guy, the other black dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've met him once or twice.
I believe
Um,
so. Yeah.
yeah, but I sent him a picture of it. He's like, dude, that's fucking Keith Lee. Like we were freaking out. I didn't want to go bother him because again, he was eating. Looked like he was eating lunch, and I didn't really want to.
Oh yeah. They're like, yeah, that's the best. No.
Yeah, like there's times where like you can go like talk to a celebrity, and there's times you don't. Like when they're eating, dude, I'm just like nah. Because again, I put myself in their shoes. I'm like, how do you feel if the fan was like, hey man, let me go take a picture with you. Like let me sign an autograph while you're eating. Like I don't do that. So
Yeah,
anyway,
especially like in the
besides,
airport too. That's
yeah. I mean, it'd be fine if he was just not doing anything. If he was just on this like phone, just chilling. Like I wouldn't really. Maybe I would go up to him,
true.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those gray areas I don't want to mess with, and so. But yeah, but then moving on to after the Florida win, so that was cool to see Florida big. I mean, I was on vacation. Florida wins a national championship. A lot of things Florida this last week. But speaking of big weeks, or I guess big days, last night Luca makes his return to Dallas. The funeral possession had started. I watched that tribute video, and man, I gotta be honest, as someone that
I
doesn't really
saw it
follow
too.
as someone that doesn't follow the Mavs, though, I was teared up. Though. I was a little teared up. It was nice. Yeah, it was nice to see that. But again, when they showed that video, and then you talk and you kind of go back and go like, well, they're like, oh yeah, he doesn't have enough. Like, he doesn't try hard enough. He doesn't have enough fitness. It's like, well, that video you guys just played just didn't show
Showed
that.
that he works.
Yeah. So I
He
didn't.
doesn't just slack off. And
Yeah.
he even said like in the press in the pressers that like I worked too hard to where I am right now today.
Yeah.
So I saw him like Nico Dumont,
He
Pat
he
Dumont. You,
he
you watched?
he has some major cojones for at least being able to like watch the game. I know he's got to watch every game because he's the GM, but my god, the fire Nico chants afterwards were just the icing on the
It
cake.
was loud.
Of course it was, and they can't kick everyone out because you know how like when they do that, they're like, oh yeah, kick people out if they do it. They can't kick
Like
everybody out.
oh, so there was a NBA fan policy thing that popped up during the live game. It was crazy experience for the fans. Because here's the thing, I saw like today I got a notification that I'm might be hit or miss, might be wrong. I just saw that Nico and the Mavs front office was iffy about trading Luca. So I'm like,
So if you're iffy, then why do it?
if you why pull the plug on Luca? If you were, I know it might be just for clicks. I might be pulling the gun. I might be doing too much. I might be like reading too much into it. But my thing is, if you thought Luca, if if you had to think for a second about it, don't do it.
Yeah,
That's my thing. That was like if you knew about the consequences of your actions and like the repercussions, the effect afterwards, then don't do it.
I want to know when they're gonna start building the statue of him in front of Lakers Stadium.
Oh yeah,
Of
if they
Lake-
win a championship this year, they're going to.
Yeah,
Here's the thing with that Laker roster. Yeah, they don't really need a center. They got Jared Vanderbilt, who is 6'9", and who could he's long. His length can pretty much defend the big dudes. And like, if you think about it, the West is kind of crumbling right now, and because OKC, it's OKC is still there, but we don't really. I can't really trust OKC right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Houston. Houston surprises me a
Yeah,
lot. And
I agree.
Houston's got a good defense and they
Mm-hmm.
got a good offense too. So that's a recipe for success for
Yeah,
them.
I gotcha.
But the only time I could see them losing in the playoffs is against an experienced team.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And we got Memphis self-destructing, right? Denver.
Jaw's gonna go shoot up a neighborhood just because they're losing.
Shoot, like Denver of all teams fired the head coach.
That makes no sense to me, but also makes perfect sense. I'll explain why. Let me kind of put my tinfoil hat on real quick. So, actually, side note, that was my dad. He sleeps in my
Oh
room.
yeah, I
Don't worry
know.
about that. He just takes naps in my room. That's all he does. But he the firing of Malone and the GM. Something tells me there was a rift between him and the team. Not just I know they everyone want to say, well, it's Joker, he's the one. No, no, no. I think it's the whole team. It's not just one guy. It can't just be one guy. So, do I think that Jokic is possibly gone from the Denver Nuggets? I know people want to speculate about that. I think if they don't start supporting him, it's going to be another LeBron situation where he just fucks off somewhere else and just goes wherever he wants. That's what I think. But
I do
that's
agree
but, but that's why. But I think that's why they fired him in the GM to keep Jokic in Denver, because I think if they kept the coach and GM around, he was going to leave. That's what I really think happened.
because here's my thing on that. So I do agree. If Malone was still there, Jokic probably would have left. Okay, here's the other thing though. It goes to show Denver. Malone lost the locker room
Yeah.
because he told him like in the post game that everyone's not watching film. I telling them what to do on defense because the game against Indiana, they lost. It was 130 to 125. It was Denver was terrible
Hmm.
in their defensive rotations. It was terrible
Yeah.
because Indiana kept on getting open shots, and Denver's is not like specifically known for their defense, but like they have a solid defense at least.
Yeah, but the thing is, and when that's all said and done, you're like, okay, is Jokic a top 15 player? Yes, I agree. He's top 15 player. The only thing that I don't give him credit for, like his offense is insane, is he's not a defensive player. Like when you really look at like some of the plays, like yeah, he can play defense. He's got these spurts where he'll play pretty good defense, but most of the time he just kind of takes plays off, and I don't know, it just gives me Boogie Cousins vibes where it's like he takes plays off. I'm just like, dude, you kind of have to play the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Like,
because there's like I saw this one clip that um against Indiana.
mm-hmm,
I think it was either McConnell or Neymar
mm-hmm,
that he shot the ball. Neymar did a floater. Jokic was right there. He looked at it, and then Neymar got the ball and laid it back up. Got the
yeah,
offensive rebound from Jokic while Jokic was looking at it. That's why I know like Jokic was lazy on defense.
mm-hmm,
And like to be one of the greats, you gotta be able to play defense. And I
mm-hmm.
know like yeah, it can go both ways. Not like it's kind of like this. For people to respect you, that you gotta play both ends.
Yeah,
I mean, because I don't know why people stop talking about Giannis. People gotta give Giannis his respect because he's dropping MVP numbers, but no one's really talking about him since he's just in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And look what he's doing. And I said this to like I think I said this on Monday. Milwaukee has a chance to pull a Cleveland like a LeBron type of run when his last year in Cleveland kind of run and
Not
surprise
with Doc
everyone.
Rivers. Not with Doc Rivers. No. I'm sorry. As much as I like Doc and I think he's a pretty good coach, I just don't trust him again whenever he gets in the playoffs. I mean, I understand some of that is not on him, like some of the chokes are not on him, but you can't argue with like the history of the chokes that he has. So I don't know.
Cause no, because if they, it's just a big if. If it just depends if they can get the top 4 seed, which is gonna be tough because they gotta rely on Indiana to lose,
Yeah,
or they can pull a Mavericks. What the Mavericks did last year, go on a run, get that 5th seed, go on a run in the playoffs, beat the beat the 1st seed in the semis, beat Cleveland, which that's gonna be tough. Not gonna lie,
I
that's
would
tough.
love to see it though.
Hmm.
I would love to see it. I'm all here for it.
And then think about this: it's gonna be Boston versus Milwaukee, a rivalry picked up again.
I
And
kind
this,
of like. I don't
and
know
here's
why,
the
but
thing: Milwaukee needs Dame back if for Milwaukee to have a chance against
mhm.
Boston. Because Giannis is gonna be so tired and fatigued by then by doing so much. Because Giannis
Mhm.
can do so much, and he can't single handedly beat a really good Boston team.
No,
He can't.
you can
So
try.
yeah, he could try. And
He'll probably steal one game. Like,
most likely he can pull it off. He can pull it
again,
off because
but that comes back to your if. Like if they do it.
yeah, everything's a big if. Everything's a big if. Because going back to the West, because the standings are Oklahoma, Houston, Blake, LA, the Clippers, Denver, Golden State, and I believe Minnesota and then Memphis as the
Mhm.
top 8. I might be wrong, but let me check real quick. But yeah, it's OKC, Houston, LA, Denver at 4, Clippers at the 5, Memphis at 6, Golden State at 7, and then Minnesota at 8. So think about it. The Lakers might have a chance. I know
Mhm.
everyone doesn't like to hear that, but the Lakers might have a chance.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
everything has to go right. And another
everything has to go right.
And another team, though, that I know I'm kind of showing favoritism, but the Timberwolves interest me because they have these spurts where they're really a really good basketball team, and then there's game from like really question whether they're going to be a play-in team or a true contender. Now, do I think we're going to see playoff Ant again? Yeah, I think we're going to see
Oh
playoff Ant,
yeah,
which is a sight to behold. That dude can ball when he wants to, but the key word there is one he wants to.
when he wants to.
But I think he's getting fed up because it's like it's some games it's literally coming down to him to do it everything, like kind of
Oh
like
no.
Giannis.
Um, a good point. Because y'all blew a 20-some point lead to Milwaukee,
Yep.
and it was bad.
And I saw Ant yelling at everybody, like he was just yelling. I was like, dude, I don't blame you. Like I would do the same thing if it was just me out there.
Because like that's what goes back to the cat trade.
Yep.
I knew for as soon as that y'all made that trade, it is gonna nip y'all in the bud.
I mean, it hasn't really hurt us that bad. It's not a great trade, but it has like many of the so far the only pick that they used um on that trade didn't really. I mean, he's obviously in the G League, but we'll see what happens. And then obviously the Gobert trade hasn't
Oh
haunted
yeah,
us
that
too
go.
bad either. That honestly, that's not a bad. That trade hasn't turned out bad. None of the picks we gave up have amounted to anything. Obviously, well, they've only used like 2 of their picks, but still.
No, but if I were my favorite out the East, if
I mean,
everything's like healthy straight up, I still got Boston coming out the East.
yeah.
Like I know Cleveland's really good, but Boston has still got that playoff experience. And here's the other thing. I can see Cleveland still getting upset either in the first round or in the second round
Okay.
because
I
there's
mean, they
a
do have the better record.
they do they do have a better record, but at the same time, like there's a different click whenever it comes to playoffs. Because if they play Atlanta might beat them. Trae Young might turn to MVP Trae Young, even though he hasn't won anything. But
Yeah.
Trae Young in the playoffs is a dangerous player.
Yes.
He turns it up. And don't forget that they still got a solid defense in Atlanta. Just everyone like Jalen Johnson got hurt and he's out for the season, and that sucks. They still got a Ricochet.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm probably I butchered his name. I'm sorry for
It's okay.
disrespect,
No, you're good. You're good.
but they still
But
got him, and
okay.
he's 6'10".
But do you think okay? So then, when you think of like, so going off that, in terms of like players or just in teams in general that you thought were going to be good and have completely. My number one pick for that, I know everyone can look at like the Nets, like okay, they had the big three, and then that completely destroyed. My biggest thing this season that I was like, oh, they're going to be good, and they sucked, was the 76ers.
Oh yeah, straight
I thought
up.
the 76ers were going to be great this year. I'm like, oh, God, they're going to be good. They're healthy for one. No,
No,
no. And
and
now that just reiterates the fact that Embiid's still an MVP.
now here's the thing. That MVP year should have gone to Jokic. That was a more like, here, man, stop complaining about not getting an MVP
Yeah.
here. Because the amount of MVPs Jokic never won, she should have at least have 5.
Yes. But then
Actually,
look at all the guys that can say that same argument. Look at guys like Barkley that could have won maybe 2 or 3 if he wasn't Jordan's era. Jordan could have easily won an extra 2 or 3, but they gave it to guys like Barkley, as you said. I think they gave one to Gary Payton at one point, and he was
Karl
like pissed.
Malone.
Yeah, Karl Malone won 2, I think, and
That
Steve
was that
Nash
90,
won 2.
97 and 98.
How did Steve Nash? You look at Steve Nash, like how did he win 2? I mean, obviously, I would give him
Shaq
his.
brings that
I'll
up
give him
to
his
this
06
day.
one. He deserves
Shaq
it. I
still
think.
brings that up to this day that he should have won that
Yeah.
MVP in 2005.
Did he win? He won 05, 06, right?
Steve Nash won back to back in
Was it 04, 05, or was it 05, 06? I think it was 04.
05, 05 and 06.
Okay.
05.
I'll give him his I will
Well,
give him his 06. If he won an 06, I'll give him his 06 one because I think one at least one of them was deserved.
because okay. I'm trying to think because in 2006, who won MVP in 2006?
Did 06 go to no? 06 didn't go to the
No, because 07 went to Dirk.
04, 05, 05, 06. Yeah, okay.
Oh, was
So
it
04.
05 or 06?
It was 04, 04 oh yeah, 05, 06. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, Kevin Garnett won in 04. Okay, my bad. Okay, got you.
You're good. And then the year after him was
Dirk in
yes.
07.
And
And then
then
08 was Kobe. Then
no
line
09.
1, 2
Yeah.
straight.
So they're saying that like Oh, actually no. I'll give him his 05 one because he did really good in 05. His stats in 05 are good. But 06, I think either Shaq or Kobe could have won that one. But I think they gave it to him because the Nets lost Stoudemire, and then that's when they like kind of were still good.
Yeah, I mean,
There's times where we really question what the NBA, whoever selects that award, are like thinking. Like,
okay, this brings me up to this question:
yeah, go for it.
Who you got MVP this year?
I was literally about to answer that. Man, if we're going off best player in the league, in my opinion, I gotta get. It's a tie, really. I don't want to give it to Jokic. I really don't. I would give it. I would honestly give it to.
Shea.
Yeah, it
Okay,
has to go to Shea.
but here's the thing:
It has.
most
I kind of have no choice.
no, you good. But here's the thing: people keep think like the MVP award is kind of losing its meaning.
Yeah.
So does the most improved player award. Well, I'm about to attack on that in a second. So the MVP, most valuable player. When Shea does not play, the OKC Thunder have a winning record. When Jokic does not play, Denver sucks.
Yes.
So I know I might get some heat for this, but Jokic should win MVP, but I'm predicting Shea's gonna win it.
Okay. I mean, no
Should
matter what
because
but
the
Trey, no matter what
stats
they
and
pick,
like he's the best. Yeah,
you're gonna piss somebody off. I
and
mean, no matter
just
who you pick.
yeah, oh yeah, you're not gonna like please everyone in this world. It's like
Yeah.
just straightforward,
Yeah.
but Shea deserves it, rightfully so. He's been playing great basketball the whole year, and do they have a chance to win a championship this year? Yeah,
Yeah.
and the only player I could see them stopping them from winning a championship. Actually, no, there's two players I can see them that can see that can actually stop OKC from winning the championship. Are you ready for this?
I'm interested.
Jalen Williams and Chet.
Okay.
Because remember what happened in the playoffs last year
Yeah, no,
in
I
the
know.
in the semis.
Okay.
Jalen Williams kind of wet the bed a little bit,
Yeah.
and it
But
shaped
that would be
his
a
team.
perfect revenge story, though. But this year would be the perfect revenge story because again, you use that from last year's fuel.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm not saying like that might because Jalen is going to shoot them out the game if he has a bad game. Shea's
Yeah.
still going to get his points,
Oh.
and then Chet he could still like get you a bucket, and his defense is still there. That's like the only thing. Their defense is top tier, and no matter what, it's just like just depends on who they play.
Yeah.
Because if they play the Lakers, say in the conference finals, even though it's going to be a tough matchup, is either going to be OKC in 7 or Lakers are going to be winning 6 or 5.
Okay. I like that. I would say the only way that I can see OKC winning in less games than 7 is if Luca runs out of gas or gets suspended. If LeBron runs out of gas, which he's done before. We've
Yes,
seen him do
yes.
this before in the playoffs. He's run out of gas because again, he's got nobody besides Luca now. But I saw a question today on I think it was on ESPN that I was watching it, and it said, "Who do you think can win an MVP first? Will it be Luka Doncic with the Lakers? Now that he's with the Lakers, because he had his chance with the Dallas, and then he hurt himself. Or will it be Anthony Edwards of the? I think Ant could win one before Luka, and because the only reason I say that is because the stupid ass voters are gonna go, oh well, he's with LeBron, so he and Ant's by himself. They've done this before with like players before, where it's like, well, he could have won the MVP, but he was with a better superstar, whereas another guy won it because he was with nobody. We've seen that happen before. So that's why personally I think that Ant could win one, but I think Luke has a better chance of winning one.
Because people tend to forget Luka's still a top 3 player. Top 5.
Yeah.
Top
Both
5.
those guys are still young. Both players are still young.
Like top 5 player in the league.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm saying top 5, he's 4 now. Because we still got Jokic number 1. Shea's probably number 2. Giannis 3. Because I can never put Luka over Giannis because Giannis is still that dude.
Yeah.
And people tend to forget Giannis is still that dude. But yeah.
But man, I mean, he's good. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Giannis, but man, he's always gonna be looked at as a guy that, like, when he won a championship, you're always like, it's one of those, like, he'd be one of those guys that you forget won a championship. Like, to be honest with you, that's what's gonna probably end up happening.
It's gonna suck, but here's the thing: it sucks. But if they would have played a healthy Brooklyn team in that 2021 semifinal, Giannis would probably be ringless right now.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: the future, like the NBA would be looking a lot different right now.
Oh yeah.
Because think about it: if Brooklyn would have won in 21, Kyrie, KD, Harden would have stayed together, and then James Harden doesn't request a trade because he already got a ring.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably would have, with or without Kyrie, because I know that's the COVID effect is still going to happen. Kyrie's not going to play.
Yeah.
And then they still make the playoffs, but that team, that unit is still going to be like together.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the trajectory of all NBA teams probably would have been different if KD, that big three of KD, Kyrie, and Harden would have stayed together. So, but yeah,
yeah, no, I agree, dude.
That
Look at
Milwaukee championship kind of changed the landscape of the NBA.
Yeah. So I know you're a Cowboys fan. I know you
Okay.
probably won't be able to see this, but damn it, TJ, you can't even see it. TJ Watt just posted a cryptic message. And it's him leaving the field like this. And so people I think he's probably going to leave the Steelers.
Because he just lost a quarterback. I don't blame him. I do not blame him.
He deleted the story.
Oh, really? Okay.
So that was posted 6 hours ago. How long does a story usually last?
No, you can keep it up as long as you want, and then you can delete
I
it.
went to his thing. It doesn't show it anymore. So either he's renegotiated or they're move on to him. I mean, hey, if Dallas ever got him, they traded. I could see Jerry Jones swinging a trade for him, but they probably end up giving up Michael Parsons for some, because obviously that's how it would work. That's how it always works.
Oh my gosh, should we trade Micah away? I might have to.
But the thing is, you're getting someone back of equal talent, and I think T.J. Watt is equal talent to Micah.
He's older though.
Yeah,
we're going from young to old, and we don't need that. And as much as I would love that,
everyone else will hate it.
No. People will love it because TJ.
If you can find somebody to get both,
if we can get both, chef kiss. But if DeMarion Overshawn never got hurt, totally different ball game because that's our outside linebacker,
Mm-hmm.
and he's one of our like really good linebackers that tore his ACL, and he's probably gonna be out for the rest of this upcoming season. So he's gonna
Yeah.
be out for 2 years. And what's crazy about it, we have another defensive end that's coming back from a torn Sam Williams, who's really good. And so I'm not really like too like boo hoo cry about the Demarcus Lawrence
Yeah.
loss in free agency because we
Yeah.
got a backup and who's younger too. So I'm
Yeah.
not too like upset about it. And I was like, first of all, like he wasn't really impacting the game like
No,
he
no.
used to. And
Well,
like we can still get people in the draft. With the draft is like 2 weeks.
no. I'm just curious to see who drafts yours. That's who I really want to know, like who drafts him.
It's gonna
Obviously,
be with the Cowboys, man. It's all part of the script. It's
I hope
all
so,
part of
but I think the Vikings are going to draft a quarterback. I
y'all.
think
Yeah,
they have
y'all
because
need.
we
I
have
mean,
JJ McCarthy. We have JJ McCarthy as our starter, obviously, but our backup is Brett Ripon, who hasn't played since ever. So who? And there's really no good backup quarterback. So my guess is either they draft him, which hey, if you draft Quinn Ewers, good for you. I mean, you're not going to go anywhere with him still. Um, as much as a Texas fan, because a guy that loves Texas like as much as I do, even though I didn't go to Texas, which is weird. Um, but again, you got to realize, I grew up in that era of Vince Young and Colt McCoy, so I fell in love with the team. Um, Same thing with you in Oklahoma, like you grew up in that era, so it just kind of how it was. And so with that, I think I don't think anyone who drafts him, he has to go like the perfect team. Now the only team that he could be successful on, or I have three teams. Obviously, he'll be successful in San Francisco, but they already have Brock Purdy. He'll be successful. Ironically enough, I think he'd be successful in the Seahawks system, but they already have Sam Darnold. And then I think he'd be good, obviously, in the Eagles system, and they have Jalen Hurts. So every team that I have, like, I'm like, you can be successful in this system, 'cause for like at least for developing quarterbacks, you could be good in. But again, each team has a number one day starter that's really good. So again, the Vikings could use him. I mean, they're good for they've known for develop somewhat good quarterbacks, right? No, that's not true.
yeah, because look, I mean, some NFL teams lost the formula of developing young quarterbacks in this league, and that's why you see young quarterbacks today in today's NFL struggle
Yeah.
because they get drafted to a team that does not have a good quarterback, and they expect them to like, all right, here you're getting thrown into the fire. Because
Mhm.
remember, like this is how Andrew Luck was so good. He got to learn from Peyton Manning in Indianapolis for a
Yeah.
couple seasons, probably two.
Then they destroyed him, but
Yeah. But
then they
anyways,
killed
besides that point,
him.
yeah.
Besides the
Um,
attempted murder.
but it's like
You need a good
we lost
mentor. Having a
learning
good
what like
mentor and coaching staff can go a
yeah,
long way in the NFL.
yes, and then like it can probably take 2 or 3 years. And look what Atlanta's doing. Kirk Cousins. They started Kirk Cousins, and then they got Michael Penix Jr., who's going to be the starter next year.
Yeah.
He was watching and studying until like the final weeks,
Yep.
and then Atlanta cut Kirk.
He was cut?
I believe so, because I don't think he's on the team unless he got benched.
No, he's still
He just
he's
got
still on the
benched.
team. He didn't cut him, but um
They're
they're
contemplating
trying
on
to trade
releasing
him.
him. That's what,
They're trying to
okay.
trade him.
They're trying to trade him. Okay, my bad.
But the thing is, again, that albatross of a contract, you can't move him. I wouldn't be able to move him. Kidding
Yeah,
me? But that again, development so key. Have you ever watch what's his name? He's on YouTube. Kurt Benkert.
yeah.
Dude, he was under Aaron Rodgers. He was the third stringer under Aaron Rodgers. Like even if he doesn't develop, like even though he didn't develop very well,
He
he's
can
still
learn
got to
so
learn.
much.
Like he would be a great quarterbacks coach for a team.
Oh yeah, great quarterback coach. Yeah,
Dude breaks down Madden like it's nothing.
that's why all like former like backup quarterbacks are really good quarterback coaches or
Yeah,
offensive coordinators. They
yeah,
didn't play too much, but like the knowledge that they got from playing or like just watching and
hmm
learning and digesting that knowledge into their brains and then getting ready to play on the field.
hmm
That's what separates um the great coaches in the world from like the average coach.
yeah.
Cause but yeah, it's just
I think like when you look at it from a perspective, you have all these great players that are that retire and then they become good, better coaches or okay coaches at times. Obviously, Frank Reich is the exception there because he was,
yeah.
eh. But what do you think that in terms of just football? If we're just talking about football here, do you look at the Cowboys as turning their season around this year? Like with the
Okay.
because obviously they need to get
I
in the offensive line area.
okay. So if I do see them improving, if I do see if they make improvements,
Hmm
but if they do, they're still probably going to be in that middle ground like they
Yeah,
always been.
yeah,
Probably going to be in the wild card, probably either a fifth or sixth seed, because you still got to deal with Washington
yes.
or
But I
Philadelphia.
think I like if Schottenheimer's anything like his dad was, his defense is what's going to be really key because yeah, Schottenheimer was so Marty Schottenheimer was so his reputation was known for being a defensive guru. So if he's anything like his dad, your defense should be great. Now it matters of the offense.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing: we got a bunch of good coordinators now, a bunch
Yeah,
of them, and our passing game is gonna be solid. Our running game is gonna be dangerous. If we can just draft Genty and he doesn't get picked by either San Francisco or Las Vegas, then he's ours.
yeah,
Because he said he's gonna want to do the running game
yeah,
with Genty. I don't doesn't matter that he's 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". I don't care.
yeah,
Just watch him run.
yeah,
You can't tackle the dude. He's gonna be tough.
mhm,
He's with him and the way our run offense is gonna be, it's gonna be dangerous because we're gonna run the spread rush offense. He's gonna let the left guard lead
mhm,
or right guard lead. So it's gonna be interesting how well or like it's just pretty much if we can get Genty and now draft the lineman or draft a wide receiver because we need wide receiver help.
yeah,
DD can't do it all. We tried doing that in the off season. We didn't get any key players, um, wide receiver
so,
wise in the off season. We got rid of Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks signed
yeah,
with New Orleans, and we tried getting DK Metcalf, but he got traded to Pittsburgh. Debo Samuel got traded to Washington of all teams.
mhm,
So it was like just options were there. We just didn't capitalize on getting them. It's unfortunate, but that's how the Cowboys are. We always look at our options, and our options are
mhm,
always been there, but we just wait to the last minute and says, "Oh, we can," and like too late.
yeah. So listen to this. So I was looking at like a mock up of like the draft, right? Like from what's his name? Chad Reuter, draft analyst. So right now, Cam Ward goes first overall to the Tennessee Titans.
Cam,
Hmm
hmm,
I actually like that though.
Oh yeah, I like it too. I was like,
And
hmm.
then number 2, everyone expects Cleveland to take, Shadur Sanders or
They
you
already
know,
got Deshaun. No, that one
Travis
makes sense.
Hunter. But they did just trade for Kenny Pickett, so they have Pickett and Deshaun. So I think they have them picking Abdul Carter from Penn State. That would be good for them. And then 3,
Dude, that
obviously,
defense, that D line's gonna be crazy.
yeah. And then 3rd pick, Shadur Sanders to the Giants. Um, so the Patriots will select possibly Travis Hunter, but I think if the Browns are smart, they don't take Abdul Carter. They would take Travis Hunter because that
No,
seems
no,
like
no,
the
no, because they still got a good. What? Hold on, trying to think. Who's their wide receivers now? I know they don't have Judy. Well, Judy. No, they got Jerry Judy, who's
that's
on.
one guy. I mean, you need more than one guy though.
That's the thing. They might do it. They might. Keyword
Maybe.
might, because I would love Travis Hunter to be a New England Patriot
Mhm.
because they got Drake May.
Yeah.
You can build an offense between those two. It might be sluggish at first, but hey, it's and look, they got Mike Vrabel as
Yeah.
their new head coach and defensive minded coach.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
already they're already known
that's
for
not
defense.
that's not bad. Unfortunately, Genty is going to go 6th overall to the Raiders,
We
and
can
then
never win.
I don't get number 7 though.
Who's number 7?
Jets Jackson Dart to the Jets.
Really?
That's what it has. I don't like that. I mean, they don't have a quarterback, so I guess it makes sense. But you could,
I
whatever.
mean, look, the Jets are going to jet any time. So, like, look, they somehow messed up Aaron Rodgers, even though it was kind of Aaron Rodgers' fault
Yeah,
for
that's
firing Robert Saleh in the first place. So I'm kind of putting the blame to him, not the Jets.
yeah. So Dallas picks 20th, right?
We're picking 12th. 12th.
It says 20th here. What's 12th?
Yeah, we picked number
Oh,
12.
there's a projected trade with the Cowboys. So projected trade. Sean Payton takes advantage of teams overlooking in war and skill. So he's going to take. They're going to. He has them take the Broncos trading up, with Dallas to get Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State senior, and then
And who was
Dallas,
the Cowboys going to select for the
and then
20th?
and then with the 20th pick that they get plus an extra couple like second round picks. So they would get Emeka Egbuka. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Ohio State wide receiver senior.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like it. I like it. It's gonna suck because we don't have no running back, but we can always
But with the pick, with the extra picks you get, you could get a running back.
because we got Miles Sanders as running
Yeah.
back.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where he'll go. So they'll
He's
have
old.
so. Oh, okay. I like this. So then the. Okay, that makes more sense. So Jade Barron goes to 16th. I'm looking like for the Texas guys. Barron, the top cornerback, probably one of the top cornerbacks in the draft, goes to Dolphins, and then the Kelvin Banks Jr., who's possibly one of the better offensive tackles in the draft, is going to the Cardinals at 13. And
Okay.
then okay, so it does have him at second round pick. Okay, that makes sense. That's kind of a stupid pick though. They have the Chiefs picking edge player, which
I
I
kind of
kind
like
of
that.
get.
That's smart for them.
And then the trade they're gonna say the Vikings are gonna trade with the Bills and they're gonna pick up Nick Emanuari, junior safety from South Carolina. Didn't even.
Not bad pick. Not bad pick.
No, I don't like that. I want to see where his viewers go. I think second round, but hey, anything's possible. So
Yeah.
second round, we got. Where does he go? Good lord, I have to like scroll down. Oh, okay, so 44th pick from the Dallas Cowboys in the second round. Trayvon Henderson, Ohio State running back.
No, that's not bad either. He's not bad.
So you get a wide receiver and a running back, and if you trade down, not bad.
Well,
And then the 50th pick, Quinn Ewers to the Seattle Seahawks. I don't like that because Seattle already has picks. But then pick 51, if the Seattle does take Ewers, pick 51 to the Cowboys, Alfred Collins, Texas defensive tackle.
maybe. Because here's the thing with Seattle. If Quinn goes there, they have no one. They got Smith and Jigba, but that's all their assets are gone.
I wanted you guys to take the what's the running back from Texas that was really good? Blue? Jaden Blue?
Yeah, Jalen Blue, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be good.
Yeah, it just
He's
depends
small,
on
but
if we're lucky enough to get him, if he's still up on the
oh no, they
board.
have him going to the third round to the Bengals.
Oh, dang, that'll be good for them because they need running back help,
yeah,
and defensive help.
So I think if you don't get, you could. Okay, so you do have the 44th pick and you have the 51st. I don't think Seattle takes Quinn at 50. That doesn't make sense. Like logically, that doesn't make sense for them.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I think if you're gonna take Ewers, if Ewers is still on the board by 51, I think you have to take him. I know I like Alfred Collins. I know he's a defensive tackle, but you really don't need defensive tackles. Like you can just sign those guys in free agency.
Yeah.
So that's where I would see Ewers going as 51st. That makes the most sense to me.
That makes
And then we're going to see a bunch of trades. I just want to know who's going to go full idiot and make a mistake.
It's gonna be the Cowboys.
Yeah, considering this, apparently they have Cam Scatabo, the running back out of Arizona, is going to the Dallas Cowboys and pick fourth round. Sorry, I should say that fourth round. And that would be a trade up with the because Dallas does not have a fourth round. Dallas does not have a fourth round pick right now.
Okay.
They would trade up to get them with the Detroit Lions. They give them their 7th and their 6th and 7th round picks. I mean, that makes sense, I guess. But why would you pick two? Now you're picking 2 running backs. I don't.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was like, you had me, then like the mock draft lost me.
Yeah, I was into it, and then so then. Oh no, sorry, wait, I'm reading this wrong. My apologies. You can play me in the comments. Denver Broncos would trade with Dallas to get Cam Scatabo. And so in return, Dallas gets the 6th. The way this is set up is so poor. Interesting. Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback out of Oregon, goes to the Dolphins. That's fine.
Oh, poor guy.
Apparently the Vikings are gonna pick a tight end in the 4th round. Because TJ Hawkinson doesn't exist.
Yeah. Here's well, y'all need all the that y'all need. So.
We do. But with that, we kind of went over a lot of our lot of time. But you know what? We were having fun with it. So, guys, that will be the end of episode 28. Hope you all enjoyed. If you do like it, subscribe, hit that comment button. Tell your friends about it. Tell your grandma's neighbor's dog about it. And, guys, we'll see you next time. Hopefully, Garrett will be on next week. But we'll see.
He should be. Yeah, he should be back on next week. All right.
Sweet. Perfect. All right.
See ya.
Bye.